Everybody, welcome back to the Man Loves Hip Hop podcast with me, your boy Slack, and my co-host extraordinaire up in the building as per usual.
E Major. Once again, we here. Man Knows Hip Hop, the podcast that celebrates and knows hip hop. Slack, what you saying, my bro? You good?
All good, my brother. So what we got this week? This week we've had some things going on in and around hip hop, man. We've had a couple album drops. One that was highly anticipated. One that was very controversial. One that came out of nowhere with the Elzai. I don't know how hotly anticipated that was, but that dropped as well. So we've had quite a bit happening in and around this week. So we decided that we was going to kick off with a review of Slaughterhouse, Slaughter Basement, Slaughter Shack. Half of the house. Two of the boys said, "All right, fuck this," and decided to go do their own thing. So I thought that we should jump in and review what we've heard, man, because we know all the controversy that's been going on ever since those guys went over to the plantation, Shady Records. Look, that wasn't a slip up, guys. So E, man, bro, like, what you saying, man, about all this mess that's been going on with Slaughterhouse, man?
See, for me, man, we're in a time, obviously, we're in a time of social media. Do you know what I'm saying? We'll get into it, but I just feel like a lot of it seemed. I'm not privy to everything, obviously. The little bits I have picked up. I just think, man, if you lot are brothers, man, you lot are friends, you know what I mean? Like, just talk, man. Like, not have nothing recorded live, not have nothing. Like, just talk things out, man. I think it got a little bit messier than it needed to. And respect to all four MCs. I respect all four MCs highly on a music level. I just think it made them look a bit petty. Do you know what I'm saying? Slaughterhouse, for me, we know where they came from. I think it was Joel's Halfway House or something like that. And in 2008, the track on there, hard track. We know that when you think about it on paper, they could have been one of the hardest groups, man. One of the hardest super groups ever, because there's no weak link for me. I think that
the whole group is on paper, though.
MCs. Yeah, very true. Very true.
The
way it's turned
concept
out,
of it is all paper.
Yeah, you're right. But the way it was birthed, and I thought it was good. You know what I mean? It was a track. The track chemistry was dope. They said, "Look, let's make this something." You know what I mean? The track, the group, good. You know what I mean? I think Joel and Crooked, they titled the album brilliantly, "The Rise and Fall of Slaughterhouse." You know what I'm saying? So,
all right,
yeah, man, it's a shame.
Let me ask you this then: what order do you rank them in?
Ooh, okay. Solely talking lyrically, this is very, very hard because I'm not just
only lyrically, taking everything into account.
Okay, yeah.
How would you rank the four?
Like, okay.
By order of your favorite
material as well. Okay. I'm probably gonna go Royce. Yeah, Royce, Joe, Crooked Eye.
Joe Budden. Okay.
Yeah, yeah. Seriously, yeah, definitely. Okay. I go Royce, Joe, Crooked Eye, Joell Ortiz. If I had to do it, I'd put them in that order. If I had to, putting me on the spot now, off the top, I'm gonna go in that order. I have had it different at time, but all considered, I'm gonna go that order.
Okay.
How about you? What would you do?
I'd go Royce, Crooked, and then Joell Ortiz.
What, no Joe?
I couldn't give a damn about Joe. He was always the weak link to me in the group, so he'd come last for me. I don't know what it is about him, but whenever I played one of their songs, or whatever, he always was. I wasn't bothered about his verse for some reason. Don't know. And when I saw them live,
do you feel like that about his material as well?
Yeah, I'm just not bothered about it. I know he can rap and all that, but I don't know. Maybe he comes across as a bit of an asshole, and
yeah, no doubt.
It's been proved many times People can't work with him. Do you know what I mean? There's been so many different everyday struggle or state of the culture, love and hip hop, Slaughterhouse, his own career, like everything. There's always a fallout. There's always fuck Joe at the end of the day. And I don't know. I think he's always like, oh, I'm a master MC and all this, and okay, cool. But on the Slaughterhouse records, I wasn't looking forward to his verses, if I'm honest. So he definitely, yeah, I just think sometimes the track will be like dope, and then he'll come on, and I'm like, it takes a bit of a lull there. But so, what did you think of the album, man? Like, controversy wise, controversy sells. We're now in the era of whatever sells. Like, people buy anything. I look at it two ways. I look at it as Crooked and Joell had enough, basically. And they were like, we've tried to get the group back together. This guy saying one thing, this guy saying another thing. It's Chinese whispers. I heard Crooked say the other day, I'm sick of talking. Like, I've talked till I'm blue in the face and I don't want to talk no more. And I totally understand where he's coming from. If you've been in a relationship and you keep saying the same thing over and over again, let's say, for instance, you say, if I've left the sink clean in the kitchen, I don't want to wake up in the morning and come into dirty dishes, right?
Right. Yeah.
Every morning you go to make your breakfast, there's shit in the sink, right? And eventually you're going to be sick of saying, I don't want to see this shit in the morning. And you're just going to say, I'm done, I'm finished. And I think that's where definitely. I think this album was born from. I think it was born from Crooked saying, I brought a deal to the table, and one guy was saying, I'm not going to do it without this guy. One guy saying, I'm not going to do this deal because of whatever reason. So it's like, there's only so many times I can do it. So we were able to give you the album that we promised you for years. And it's been like nearly 10 years now, I think, since the album was promised, or 10 years since the last album, the one that was horrible on Shady Records. Welcome to Our House, I think it was called. Horrible album. Which I expected, with it being on Shady and with Skylar Grey, all of the hooks and stuff. Like, I expected it to be trash. But for them to have to be such a revered group, the reason I say that it was good on paper is because apart from the initial album that we got, we didn't really get what we should have got from them, or what was promised. No, what I'm saying? They're like, we've got a super team of producers, we've got this, we've got that, we're on Shady. So we're like, okay, cool. So this album should blow everything up. You got Justice League, you got Ill Mind, you got all these dudes making all these beats. You've got four rappers who are respected. It should have been something, but we never got it. So I can't say that they were one of the best because we never got. And what we did get wasn't good. Welcome to Our House wasn't good. So technically, it's got to go down as an idea that sounded good on paper, but didn't work. And I think Royce said it in a song. He was like, Justice League manager said, like, them dudes don't even like each other. This shit is never coming up. And that was prophetic. Like, what he said was
because that was ages ago. That
was ages ago that he said that. And Royce was mocking him. But now look. we've got two guys on a podcast talking about the other two guys, and we've got two guys making a whole album talking about the demise of the group. So
definitely, man.
They should never have gone to Shady. As soon as they went to Shady, I shook my head and I was like, this ain't gonna work. I don't care how close Royce is with Eminem. People that go to Shady, it doesn't work. It's been proven it doesn't. So it's what I expected. So what did you actually think of the music of the album itself?
I weren't really expecting it to drop. It was kind of like, all right, cool. Actually, you hit me up and said, have you heard it? And I was like, oh shit, no. So yeah, I checked it out. Lyrically, I expected it to deliver, but if I'm completely honest with you, man, I weren't that big a fan of Hard, of the Crooked and Joell drop. Anyway, for me, I was ready for that, man. I remember seeing the whole artwork and that for a little while before it dropped. I was thinking, you know what I mean? It's pun intended, it's going to be hard. But for me, I kind of listened to it once. Do you know what I mean? I kind of listened to it once. I weren't really feeling it. Listened to it again, weren't really feeling it. So I didn't know what I was really expecting from this. And as I said before, this is an era where there's, you know what I mean? We have social media. Everyone's dirty laundry is aired out anyway. But I knew we was going to get more information on the project, even by the title alone. So I've heard, I mean, we'll save our ratings, but I've heard 5 Mike talk ludicrous for me. No 5 Mike in the conversation for me. But to talk about the album, the tracks I was feeling, Smoke, it's hard. Brothers Keeper 2, love that. Brothers Keeper 2, Look Mama, love that. Backstage, Fuck Glass House, feeling that. They're probably tracks that I would probably go back to and listen. What I did like about the album is it gave you insight. Do you know what I'm saying? I don't really keep up. I don't really watch too many interviews, or I'm not really on the rumor mill that much. So I'm not on Instagram or anything like that, really. So I like to get my information just like firsthand from what the artist is saying. So I liked listening to what they were saying, stuff they were talking about, why they feel it didn't work. I felt they done it well as well. It didn't feel like, because I saw a clip of when I think Royce and Joe was like saying the album went good, talking about their clothes in the video and all that. For me, that's just pettiness, man. Like that's just, I shook my head when I was watching that. I'm like, bro, come on, man, do better, innit? But I thought they'd done this classy. They delivered a message. They spoke about the rise and the fall. Them two have obviously got a camaraderie. Them two are obviously close. I thought it was decent. I thought it was a decent album. Yeah, I thought it was okay. Really got, do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I think, I don't know, the brotherhood feels manufactured, because I'm like, if it's not like they knew each other before and then they decided let's form a group. It feels like the fans kind of said, you lot should should join together, and they were like, okay, let's give it a try.
Or
no, the four, the whole
definitely.
That's how it feels. So the whole brotherhood stuff, that's why a lot of people like, they ain't no brotherhood, man. Like, really, because if it was, I don't think we'll be at a point now where Royce is mocking Crooked's
exactly
pants.
On,
you know what I mean? Like, you're a grown man and you're talking about the man's pants. I don't know. It just felt a bit weird to me. Musically, 100%. If it's 5 mics, then we must be handing out 5 mics like ice cream from an ice cream truck. Because if this is 5 mics, then boy, there's hundreds of 5 mic albums there. I think it was good. I think one thing about it is the replay value isn't going to be there, because how many times are you going to listen to dudes talking about the demise of another group? But saying that, like, hip hop is all about self-expression and all of that. So they've chosen this medium and the videos, because they've done a rollout with the videos and the music, which is cool. The rollout has been good, messy but good, and they've used this way to channel. Like, I think it's like therapy for them. I think it's like, this is the way that we can tell you why it didn't work out from our perspective, and because they're rappers, that's what they're gonna do. So it totally makes sense. So I don't know why people are getting angry about it. It's like, I never understood that angle. What are you angry about? Like,
exactly.
This is how they've chosen to tell people. Because if nothing was ever said, people would be like, "Oh, I wonder what happened to Slaughterhouse." Now that they've done it, people are still complaining. So you ain't gonna be able to please everybody.
No.
I don't think there's a problem with them dropping this album at all.
None at all. None at all.
Because I think it's just their way of saying goodbye. And even like one of the last songs, they're saying, "I'm sorry." They're basically saying, "Look, maybe we could have done things better. Maybe we could have tried this. Maybe I could have reached out in a different way." Or they're literally saying, like, we tried everything we could and we couldn't do it. So here you go. It's like a gift to the fans, because the fans is what made it happen. So I respect that from them. Yeah, exactly. So I respect that from them both, if I'm being honest. I think they're both great MCs, man. I really respect both of them. Lyrically, like, Crooked can change his style multiple times on a song and still stay on beat. Like, that is a skill, man. And what he says as well, like, he's lyrically brilliant. Crooked. Joell as well. Joell says a lot of stuff that I think goes under the radar, because Joell talks a lot from his perspective. Like, he says a lot of stuff that I believe him when he raps. I don't question Joell Ortiz when he says stuff. He's got a song called Anxiety on the Monday album where he literally detailed everything he goes. Bro, that's a brilliant song.
I loved it, bro. Incredible.
Like, he's a really good songwriter as well. Like, he's I think he's underrated, Joell Ortiz. I think people respect him as an MC, but he's really good. He is very engaging. So overall, I actually thought that it was probably maybe better than I expected, if I'm honest, because I don't trust Crooked when it comes to beat picking. And his solo career, he can obviously rap like at a high level. And if he had the beats to go with it, he would have multiple like super dope albums, but he doesn't.
Yeah,
And
I agree.
I think the one thing that stops me really engaging with him is his beat selection. So that's the one thing I felt held the project back. So, well, two things really. Like, I don't really want to listen to, we didn't get on. Like, how many times can I replay that story? Do you know what I mean? So it's the replay value, and some of the beats, man, just weren't good to me. Some of the production just, I don't know. It was what I expected, because Hard as well. That was kind of the same issue I had with Hard.
Yeah.
So my favorite songs: Vacancy, Backstage, Fuck Glass House, Smoke, which was them doing the J and BD, BD Siegel back and forth. That was cool.
That was hard.
Coasting was good, but Coasting felt like I'm breaking up with my girlfriend kind of song, and it felt I don't know, like the beat was good, musically was cool, but I don't know. I don't know. There was something about we're not really friends and we're not really brothers, and I don't know. It just felt a little bit like you take that tune for a breakup with your girl, or I don't know. It felt a bit weird, but it sounded okay. And Sorry, I thought was a good song. I didn't like Ain't Nobody Mad. I didn't like the beat. I didn't like Floodwaters. Didn't like the beat. Didn't like Brothers Keeper. Didn't like the beat. There's a pattern here.
Yeah, that's the beat. Yeah.
Yeah, it was just a production of some song I didn't like. But lyrically, good. And they've managed to get it out. And now they can draw a line under Slaughterhouse and say, that's it. Done. So we don't have to hear that in no more petty arguments and all that kind of stuff. So, yeah. So what would you give it, bro? What would you rate it?
I'm going to say a 3.5. The reason I say 3.5 is because obviously 3 is like good, worth checking out. 3.5 is dope. I would say, you know what? Now I'm going to go for 3 because I think it's good and worth checking out. If something's dope to me, that means I want to continue to listen to it. Do you know what I'm saying? I will finish it, probably want to put it back again. But I'll be honest with you, I always listen to something more than once, unless it's really terrible. But especially if we're doing a review, I'll listen to it more than once. I'll never just listen once and review something. I don't think that's fair.
Yeah.
So I listen to this more than once because I know we're reviewing it. But if I'm honest with you, if I was just listening to it solely for my pleasure, I probably wouldn't like go back to it again after running it all the way through once. It never had that appeal to me. So I couldn't call it dope for that reason. So I'm going to go with good, worth checking out. If you're a fan and you understand the history and everything like that, then it's definitely worth checking out. So I'm going to go for 3.
Okay, that's fair. I'd probably still stick with dope, only because both of them are really good rappers. They were able to tell their side of the story clearly, concisely. You don't have to ask no questions. What did he mean by that? They put it together, and you can understand their perspective, and that's all we can ask for. And the one thing for me is as usual when it comes to Crook, I just want better beats for him. Like just some of the music, man, just skip. So out of the 13 tracks, I think I liked maybe it's probably like half. Maybe I like 6 or 7, and then there's maybe another 6 that I don't like. So it's literally halfway. But I'd give it an extra half on Mike because they are really good rappers, and I think for me to say it's good, it's worth checking out, I think that might be unfair for me to say. So I'd probably say it's dope, it is good. Will I revisit it? Probably not too much. I won't be in the car and be like, let me throw on that Slaughterhouse album. But it's a good way for them to say, see you later to the fans. So it definitely does have its place. And if you listen to hip hop, a lot of people tell their stories on their albums, so I don't see what the problem is with this. Man. This is literally them telling their story, so that's all right for me. I got no problem with that. So yeah, man, I'd say 3.5 is a good rating, man. So Big up to Joell, big up to Crooked. Crooked's doing a
100%.
retirement album, I believe. So let's hope that one's going to be on point. And Joell has been dropping some nice albums.
He has, man. He has.
You know what I mean? Yeah, man. I mean, Lisa was one of my favorite albums from 2019. Was it 2018?
Yeah, 18,
like
19. Yeah.
That was a really dope album. Monday was good. He did Gorilla Glue with Fred the Godson. That was nice. So yeah, man, he's been dropping some fire on his own. So
definitely,
respect to him as well, man. And yeah, we'll see what they come out with solo, and we'll see what Royce I'll see what Royce continues doing.
Yeah, man. I'll let you know how Joe gets on then.
Nah, it's cool, man. You don't need to let me know. But, all right, guys. Thank you as always for checking us out. We'll catch you on the next one. So from me, peace, see you later. And from my co-host extraordinaire up in the building as always.
E Major, nothing but love, man. Appreciate you.
Yeah, man. Bless everyone. See you next time.
Peace.